Pull yourself together. So he's looking for more engages, more flickers. But here we go, game number 1 of Geekfam versus DEWA United.
Let's see here. Again, a very interesting emblem here from Leo Murphy. Not interesting, but very straightforward, right? Very honest. He is building towards that just tank. He adds firmness. He wants tenacity as well in that Arlet. Why? He wants to see. Ooh. He wants to invade. Take a look at this. Oh my God! Again, just covering, providing cover for the side of Ray here against Boloyski, who is, oh my God, who is quite annoying. But then again, it's just the early game. Again, something to note that Watt is somehow insecure. He wants himself to be safe from that crowd control. He opted for that purified pickup.
Okay, interesting emblem here from Ray. Usually a fighting player that wants to burst goes for lethal ignition rather than the killing spree. That it looks like he knows that the threat is just way too much for him to handle. And if he goes for a kill, he can get out with a bit of XP bonus from that killing spree. The top lane though, it's pretty good lane matchup for Marky.
Yeah, pretty good. Again, if we're talking about the XP here, okay, Terizla opted to add more adaptive penetration, but the glue here, he wants QC, he just wants to move around, wants to stay in his lane, and going up against Terizla, it's very tough, right? If you just go and brawl in that EXP, so he understands that it's not necessary. But let's see here, the approach from the side of Terizla. Dixon hasn't really been as aggressive as I expected.
He's just been clearing out the wave and then rotating over. And now, though, he's giving some good space for K's now to go into that XP lane. Both mid laners are already rotating towards the first turtle. Meanwhile, Watts and Marky just has a little bit of a tango up top, clearing it out, but Geekfam should have a bit more pressure to play with this. Ray mirroring up top. Very disciplined gameplay from DEWA United. Understanding they do not have what it takes. Oh, penalty zone onto Luke. Split going to be used up right now as Luke is able to escape for a bit, but it's first blood over to Leo Murphy. DEWA United stealing away the orange buff up top as well.
I think that's a W, Chef. And all take a look at here as well. Watch, just using that Blazing Wet for farming. But again, it's a win, DEWA United. They take the orange buff away. Sure, they lost a turtle, but in that team fight, one member was taken down. That was Luke. And that's already up. Take a look at the economy here. It's favoring DEWA United. Take a look at the talent's prediction here.
Split, as Luke would say. 3-3. Well, in the English task here, DEWA United versus Geekfam. I don't know why you guys picking DEWA United, though.
It's just more complete, right? They have someone that can split push in that family. They have 4 members that can team fight as well and deal a lot of AoEs. Take a look at the catch.
Oh, going on to Leo Murphy here. Good flicker out. Thought that might just be an easy pickoff for Geekfam, knowing they still have that decimation in hand for Nile. But again, DEWA United, they've been doing a good job at understanding the assessment and just overall, I would say, kind of outplaying Boloyski here, who again will not have that Way of the Dragon, and so Watt is free to just walk up and get out. Ray, bottom lane trying to invade, but on this fan, you got to be careful up against that Martis.
I like the spotlight here to Leo Murphy because we've seen, we already talked about this, the keys of victory, the mirroring gameplay from Leo Murphy, and especially if you're playing against a Chow and you're playing an Arlet, every time you mirror, it's always a W for you in terms of damage rate and also just limiting the potential of that Chow in a team fight.
You know what, in hindsight, I thought that Watt's Purify is a little bit overkill, but it's very effective now. Boloyski can't really target Watts. The only viable target that is in his target is Keys, and Keys can jump out of that Way of Dragon with a real-world revelation.
Yeah, because for me, I think I'm more worried about Marky than I am about Watts. I think the Purify was a good option to go for up against the Chol, but remember, this is Marky on a flicker, and now Leo Murphy understands that, jumps in, RWM locking him down, Blazing Duet in the final slash. Marky's still able to evade for a lot though, but it's still going to be a kill. He walked back into the RWM, flickered back in. Geekfam still able to secure the neutral objective on the other side of the map. And it's the same story as the first minute. Both teams just trading and mirroring each other's movements.
I mean, the trade, I think, favoring towards DEWA United Esports, especially when Watt gets all the gold plating in the top lane. And if he's a gold laner, might be getting a turret as well. So this is a complete W for DEWA United Esports. So reading that movement from Boloyski, considering that he doesn't want to go for protection for Marky, doesn't want to peel for Marky, and choosing to go for an objective team fight. So good read by DEWA.
Yeah, I'm glad we touched on the mirror play that DEWA United Esports used to do back in MDL. Now, this is more of their identity, right? They lost the turtle twice, but it's all for... they traded. They got the top side. They got the kill towards Marky. They got the lane as well. And things are not looking good for Geekfam, who prioritizes that turtle. Let's see in the mid side.
Penalty zone on the 2 right now. Locking Beloyski down as Ray moves over. Cutthroat onto the back.
Massive.
Beloyski getting taken out. Beautiful cable management from the prodigy, Ray.
Dixon showing Pendragon how it's done with the flicker. Oh, but in the mid lane, Boy might be in trouble.
Oh, it's a dive.
Oh, no one's by wings. Oh, that's good info there. And again, a boy caught here. He has no flicker. That's information to commit the mid side. DEWA United here, comms-wise, very, very wise. And they are looking for another invade. Let's see.
Slam, pass. And that's it. Away the Dragon as well onto Dixon. Everything used up with a decimation as well. 1-4-0. Geekfam are finally on the board. But is it too late?
Is it too late? I would say no, because Nile is not really a jungler that's gonna fall off real hard in late game, and you're facing gets a fanny. Oh my goodness, look!
Leo Murphy now caught, uses Vengeance, final slash as well, but Leo Murphy should fall here. And it's Nile who picks up the kill again. DEWA United, their gold lead disappearing slowly but surely as Geekfam are able to take control of the neutral objective once again. Turtle number 3 now being contested. DEWA United, they want to go for a fight, but they don't have a roamer. Watt looking for the position, opts into BMI in the back right now. Let's see if Ray can get there. Nope, Nile secures it before he can even reach. Luke with the split. Now on to Dixon. Dixon brought back to the team right there with a pass and a penalty zone. Very aggressively, but he's going to be into the feathered airstrike. Ray jumping into the back right now, but it's going to be locked out by the way the Dragon from Beloyski. And even Watt falls to Geekfam. Luke and Nile dove deep and found their gold lane.
Oh, take a look at the table caster now as Geekfam. They were losing in a losing position, but what happened was they looked for fights, they stayed proactive, and it paid off. Take a look at the carry now. He was behind almost 600 gold, I believe, but now it's just now 200. A very good comeback from the side of carry, and to add to that, take a look at the Marches, 1,000 gold lead. Hunter Strike built, and things are looking, you know, slowly but surely looking bad for side of DEWA United. Can they bounce back even though Watt has just secured his golden staff?
Ooh, I like the Hunter Strike though from Nile. Usually I'm very confused by, like, you can replace the Molten Essence if you're a utility jungler Martis with a damage item to get more farming, and I think this is the way to go, but Leo Murphy, almost in trouble. Beloyski didn't pop the flicker, but a lot of respect towards this Fanny in Ray. A boy using that warrior boots also. Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh, stun.
Boy though, for the airstrike, stunning Ray down. He's trying to run away. Nile! Oh! He pops into decimation, but it's only onto Dixon now. A good stun onto 2, but Nile had the mortal coil. Good escape from Geekfam, still holding on to their gold lead.
Oh my god, what an engage. Take a look at the positioning of Luke here. Will he be able to catch Fanny? But it seems like no commitment just yet. Again, DEWA United, they need to stabilize here. They are down at 1,500 gold. So what they need to do is, again, funnel the gold towards Watts. And oh my god, does that forces Ray? Oh, it's okay. So Geekfam here, again, with this lead, what they're able to do, they need to somehow gain more control. Controlling the far lane, especially now the Lord is up. And I feel like Geekfam has the opportunity to do so by sending the Marxists perhaps downstairs.
Good Shun Pu out of the final slash, bringing Dixon back with away the Dragon!
Whoa.
Holy Beloyski! On the Cho, you don't see this a lot, but in Season 12, Beloy is different.
Beloyski, as you would say, Mirko, but he doesn't have that wave to Dragon, so the threat is not that high, but Luke has the split though.
Yeah, just going at it, slam, utilizing it just for a bit. Oh, Watts finds a turret in the bottom lane, going for a tier 2. It's a trade here. The mirror gameplay that we mentioned. Luke is still holding on to Leo Murphy now, looking for more. Slam. Back again, immobilizing him, and with the mount on the split. It's gonna be the real Roman plation as Ray jumps in deep, finds a boy with a cutthroat now as he goes in for some cables. Marky with a few fadeaway shots, and Luke will fall. He pops in a split though. He's able to survive for a bit. Let's see how long he can survive this one. He goes under the turret, he soaks it in. Watt's still chasing him down. He has full stacks. A boy is respawning now. 10 seconds, not there to help him It was Beloy that could, but I think it's not worth it. Luke will fall, and DEWA United, is it worth for them?
No, Geekfam overcommitted there. I mean, they are trying to commit and catch Leo Murphy. They did, but they lost the boy and Luke. That's not a good trade, especially when you know you already got the Lord. That's not a good trade at all. Sure, you still have that lead in that economy, but with this Lord, it doesn't really do you any good. Now, DEWA United has the opportunity to still and control, you know, the map here.
You can already see how hard of a game here is for a boy, because the dive from DEWA United is just so much, and you cannot just easily execute that feathered airstrike without any kind of bothering whatsoever, because penalty zone flicker, there is that threat. Cables from Ray, you can also have Watt, the Blazing Duad. So far with how good Beloyski is on the Chow, 0-4 is a really bad KDA, but it is understandable.
It truly is, and looking at the stat right now, Geekfam, they're still able here with their power spike, with their power to just do invades here towards that purple, but it seems like they learned from their mistake earlier. They do not really want to overcommit. They need to, again, stabilize with this lead that they have. And if we're talking about the items here, carry all 3 prior items collected, right? Corrosion, Golden Staff, and DHS. So, again, damage is already there and is already peaked, perhaps, for out of Geekfam here at this current stage. It's a question for DEWA United, though. What will they do? What are they lacking here? Fanny built that Sea Halberd. Why for Luke and as well as Nile? I like it. I like it. It's wise. So that Luke will not be able to just harass the front lines of, or the back lines of DEWA United Esports. A very good item pickup.
I think the bigger issue at hand, though, for DEWA United Esports is the fact that Dixon is 2 levels below a Luke. 1.4k behind as well. This is a winning matchup, by the way, for Dixon. It's a Terizla versus Blue. We've seen it multiple times, and we always see Terizla dominate the Glue in lane. Now, outside of the lane is where I would say Luke has just been shining. And Nile, what the heck? Yeah, the Hunter Strike and the BOD. That's why he's able to take it so quick.
Hunter and BOD is a very aggressive, I would say too aggressive of a build here for Geekfam Nile, but I think this is just his playstyle. He wants to go for a kill, and I believe already a proper respect towards the physical damage from Watt and Ray as well with that steel leg plates. But is that enough?
Oh! Look at the purple! Oh my goodness! Beloyski with a Jikundo flicker! He read that out, and now Beloyski is going to be caught for a bit. Leo Murphy's looking for the final slash, able to find Marky right now. The real world manipulation, and even the penalty zone gets satted. Marky falls here. Beloyski's next on the chopping block, but is able to dash out of the wall, getting out of range, getting out of harm's way. Luke disengaged for the team right now, but Nile is able to pick up the Lord. Luke diving deep, losing a lot of HP, but is still able to escape with a split. Ultimately, definitely worth it for Geekfam. My goodness, Beloy, I don't know if you guys saw the map, but he just Jikundo flickered into the bush, knowing Ray was there without any vision. Holy moly.
That's what I am concerned about here. DEWA United, they need to be able to protect Ray, especially when he wants to take the purple. But again, they need to defend this Lord. DEWA United, I feel like Geekfam here has the room to penetrate with the power that they have right now. Boy here, still killless, but it seems like with the items that he has collected, that feather airstrike already will be felt by the members of DEWA United.
The damage is not much though, because he has already built that Winter Truncheon, knowing that he's one of the most vulnerable member of Geekfam Esports here. But it's gonna be Beloyski looking for engage with his conceal. Oof, okay.
That's a charge down in the bottom lane. They don't even need someone to help out. Wave the Dragon onto Leo Murphy. Beloyski now caught penalty zone. Going to be able to lock him down for a bit. He has the immortality though. Loses it here. Let's see if they can actually take him down with the real world manipulation. Marky is in the midst of it all right now. Jumps in with nature, but it gets cut down. And now it's going to be a blazing duet all the way to the back, zoning a boy. Marky a bit too far. Third death in this game, but Geekfam are still able to hold on to that lead. They'll be able to pressure this purple buff that is coming up. Just try to stop Ray from being a nuisance.
But it's still a W thing overall for Geekfam. They have the towers, they have the turrets, but Marquis though, I think that's not play for him. Just in the midst of it all, from the damage he received, able to get 2 kills. But I want to talk about the penalty zone. Was that necessary to just chase Beloy down?
You know what? I think at that point, right, DEWA United, they need, desperately they need a win. And I feel like going against and commit to a penalty zone on towards Voloisky, who has already that Immortal, I feel like is worth it because he lost his life and that Immortal. So in the next few minutes, Geekfam will be able to somehow target Voloisky more efficiently, right? And let's talk about the keys to victory earlier, Geekfam. About the mid lane, a boy, right? We touched on that they need to win the mid lane matchup, but seems like a boy here who is sitting at a 0-6. Not a good stat if you compare it to Keys, who's on that Eve. 405, again, very effective. They really like to... with the conceal, but...
Jikundo and the flicker dodged away from final splash on the 3 members right now, but Marky's still going to be able to gun him down, taking a lot of damage, blazing right up the back line with a nature as well. It's a winter truncheon bought by a boy right now as Luke pops in a split, but gets belted down by the likes of Watt. Now the flicker forward from Marky, and he finds redemption, slays Watt, and just like that, bottom lane is wide open for the taking. DEWA United have lost 3 in this team fight.
How does this always happen, Gandhi Miracle? Every time Voloisky makes a mistake, somehow, someway, Geekfam will able to capitalize on that mistake from Voloisky. How the hell did they win the team fight? And I think one of the main problems there is just Keys pulling the trigger way too fast on that real-world manipulation, not getting anyone in his domain.
Yeah, that's a little bit too premature, and this domino effect, right? Geekfam now has a 4,000 goal lead in minute 16, and they have the Lord, they have the map as well. Things are looking bad towards here for side of DEWA United Esports, and again, now Ray, what is he able to do? He's just split push and waiting for the right moment. Now let's take a look here. Full items already for Clog, so damage-wise, Watt can dish out the damage, but why isn't he as proactive as expected? It's because the zoning from Marcus and as well as Fox are very hard for him to jump in, but now he'll play again.
This time no flicker though, so it's a bit safer for the rest of DEWA, but it doesn't change the fact that the Lord is still down in the bottom lane. Now try to be cleared out by Watt as full stacks. Baits out a second skill from a boy, Ray. With the cables, no purple buff. 3 seconds on that purple buff as Geekfam will definitely invade and take it away from DEWA United. Ray has been placed in this position before, but not against the likes of Geekfam.
Now this is where things starts to get hard for Geekfam. The only engage mechanic that I can think of that's very reliable is that Voloisky Brave the Dragon, and he doesn't have a flicker. That's gonna be hard for them to siege the base, and especially when you have a marquee, you have a carry that doesn't really have a lot of range, it's going to be harder for you to make plays to deal some damage towards the members of DEWA United Esports. You gotta have to wait for Watt to dive in, or maybe Leo Murphy to dive in deep, a bit too deep too, to make Marquee quote-unquote playable here. And DEWA United Esports, they have all the tools that they need to be able to defend this inhibitor. They have good wave clear in Watt, in case. They also have a good split push mechanic with Ray. I would say the saving grace for Geekfam right now is just, yeah, this play. I want them to read Ray's movement, and they're doing it right now.
I mean, very good approach here from side of Geekfam. We've seen Geekfam leading. We've seen Geekfam holding a game and just completely lose it in towards that late game. So it seems like Geekfam here in this current game in particular, they have stabilized and really learned from their mistakes, right? I mean, going up against EVOS, they are in a similar position. Oof. They have the map, but they completely lost it when they are pushing, so they need to be careful of that. DEWA United Esports, on the other hand, they need to exploit this split push composition that they have. Let's hear 30 seconds towards the next Lord, the Evolved Lord, mind you. And if Geekfam has complete control, DEWA United even so, regardless, they have the Claude, it's going to be very hard for them to defend. Knowing that only 2 base turrets are left. See, this is what I'm talking about. Ray needs to completely rinse and repeat this approach. Just split, push the far lane, forcing Geekfam, just a member, or perhaps 2, to have control that far lane.
How do you do that without a purple buff, though, right? I mean, it's been taken away from him almost every single time, right as Geekfam took control of the map. And now DEWA United, they're kind of forced to fight or flight. It's just that for DEWA United. If they don't take a fight, if they don't win a fight, it's over. But if they leave this Lord, Geekfam will just utilize it and keep on sieging DEWA United down. DEWA will have to gamble this. We'll have to go for a 50-50 team fight.
Interesting placement here for Beloy. He wants to go for, he wants to read Ray's movement in camping that blue buff of his own, but I don't think it's gonna work because Ray already has experience with that a couple of times, and it's not gonna fall down to the same trap. But the trap that they can do though in the bottom lane, because the one who's gonna clear the lane is most likely gonna be Ray, and there you go. He's gonna try to clear it, and he's gonna, okay. I thought he was gonna go for like that that rune that gives him the vision, but he doesn't go for it right now. Geekfam though, in terms of like 5v5 big team fights, I think they have a disadvantage here because you have penalty zone, you have a lot of ults coming in from DEWA United Esports that's more useful in this kind of 5v5 team fights.
They need to split them up. They need to isolate them. And right now, Beloy's doing a good job at doing exactly that. Leo Murphy finding an opening, penalty zone, and even the final slash into the real world manipulation. It's an AoE battle. One of the back dealing damage, now jumping back to the BMI. But they're all still caught in the real world manipulation as Luke mounts it back. Ray's able to find a cut through to the back. Leo Murphy with a good stun onto Beloy, who now uses the Chun-Pu, able to escape for a bit. Luke now getting chased down. Another final slash onto Niall. He loses his immortality. He buys the winner truncheon, both Luke and Niall. But it is inevitable. DEWA United are taking them out one by one. Heck, they even got the Evolved Lord.
SOS.
Man, as I said, the discipline is not there for Geekfam. They have all the tools to make a forced error from DEWA United Esports. They have all the ways, but they're still trying to end here.
Winner truncheon used up by a boys, made it out and in the back. They can't sell anything for the immortality. It's a wipeout. Whenever you count DEWA out is when they strike. 1-0. DEWA United.
Oh my goodness. It's just deja vu. Deja vu, Chef and Geekfam, whenever they're in the lead. They just bottle it.